Go Loud presents the Talking Bollox podcast.
What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Just a little more. Throw your weight in it now. Tell your body you're dead. Walk it hard and long. When you finish that,
The hip knocker.
go down, go down, go down. Come up.
Episode 98, Talking Bollox podcast, brought to you by Go Loud, live from Marconi House. It's me, COB.
It's me, 30 Flower.
I don't know why I expected you to say something else there. Like, what else was you going to say? Oh, my head.
I was wondering why you looked at me. I was looking around. I thought the boy said stop or something.
No, I thought you were going to say 30 penis for some reason.
Yeah, 30 penis, 30 flower, whatever you want to call me.
My head is wrecked now. So, we had the double book this week. So, we actually are recording ahead of time.
So we're in the future.
Basically, we have just finished our 2 nights in Vicar Street. They were lethal. Europe.
We actually don't know how they went.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
We're anticipating they're going to be lethal. So here we are. It's just me and 30 Penis today. We're going to do a whole episode on listener questions. But before that, and you want to talk about 30?
No.
All right, sound. You're just going to... No.
I'm just going to do that for the whole episode. Yeah.
No comment. No comment, like
yeah, no, have
section.
we got anything to talk about before we jump into that? I thought we had something. We have millions of questions.
Yeah. What's the story with that?
Millions.
Every week you put up, ask us anything, suggestions, anything you want to know, and people don't bleed, and there's not a whisper out of anybody.
I'm
Put
gonna
something up on three hours notice and you fucking flood the internet.
I'm going to... We're not going to do any negative ones, yeah? Because there's never any negative ones. But there was one that I will start with, just to get it out of the way, Calvin. Right? The question is, I'm not going to say the person's name. Why do you feel like it's okay to miss shows regularly when people wait for the weekly release? No show last week, and edit off the live show the week before. Come on! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
The absolute smell of entitlement of that bleeding statement. What's the story with that?
What do you think about that? My opinion is, I'd say, yeah, if we were missing shows on the regular, that was the first time we didn't put out an episode in over 18 months.
Your man was like, how the fuck do you think you are not doing a podcast?
Yeah.
If that was 18 months ago, everyone was saying, how the fuck do you think you are doing a podcast?
Literally, yeah.
Fucking neck of him.
Yeah, I think it's a bit harsh.
Yeah, what's the story with that? You take a break? Do you know, even Joe Rogan takes a break.
Does he?
Yeah.
But like, we missed 1 week.
1 week.
And then this fella is left.
We're doing 2 shows in 4 days, for fuck's sake. We're recording 2 podcasts back to back. This week. You can't win with people. Fuck him anyways, 30, yeah?
Oh, do I lie I know, says you?
Yeah, I don't mind. Right, here we go. Hang on. If you didn't do the podcast, what do you think you'd be doing right now? Normal stuff, what we always do.
Yeah, you'd be just working a normal job, wouldn't you? Will you do working on? Someone said, how does Calvin juggle the podcast, his normal job, and his personal life? I think that's a good question.
I think that's a good question as well. How do we juggle it? I don't know. Actually, I'm very busy. Like, we are flat out.
I'm flat to the mat. No, you only do the podcast. So I
Yeah.
can't imagine how you feel.
No, but the good thing about the podcast is we have an agreement that we do it after working hours. So, like,
Yeah.
I go from work to the podcast, and then, like, obviously we do the podcast.
But I mean, even with shows, and we've been doing a lot of talks and all lately.
Yeah. I book off half days and all. Like, the Air Next Live show that's on the Wednesday, I have a half day booked in for work, you know what I mean? So I'll walk until like 1 or 2 and then bounce into Vicar Street then.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a balance there, you know what I mean? And people who I work with know about the podcast as well. And
Do they?
yeah,
And what do they think? Do they listen?
I think they do. And it's very awkward, isn't it? Because you're like,
I do a podcast and
Yeah.
I'm little.
yeah. I was on a call the other day and work, and like it was with someone who, like, we're only new and introducing ourselves to, and they were like, what do you do outside of work? And I was like, I don't really do anything. And they were like, he does a podcast. I was like, yeah, I do a podcast.
Here and there, like one of
Yeah.
them jobs.
But I don't like to be like that person. Yeah, I do a podcast, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how do I balance it? Prioritise, isn't it? Like, it's harp above everything. Family, friends, podcast, work, everything all rolled into one. I actually haven't seen some of the boys in weeks, now that I think about it.
Yeah. But
It's mad when, like,
we're flat.
we are flat, you know what I mean?
Like, at least after the live shows, we can take the foot off the gas a little bit in terms of,
Yeah.
like, because, like, meetings, it's preparation, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, like, so much built into one. And it's a nightmare.
And do you know what else, right? Do you know the night of the live show? Like, all the boys do be there and they all have a great time and all like that. I actually don't get to mingle with everybody.
No.
Because you're getting pulled every which way and you're constantly going. And then I remember the last live show, I didn't see anybody and it was just over then. And that was it then. And
Yeah.
it was just the night was over. And I was like, all right, grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the next day everyone was like, you had a great night and all. And I was like, I didn't even see it. I feel bad. I do feel bad because, you know, like, your mates are coming to see you and then you don't get to see them, like.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a mad one, that.
Somebody sent the question in there, how is Tardens getting on in the MMA and the Alta train? I'm not doing it anymore. So, I was in there for about 7 weeks, 6-7 weeks, and I never missed one class. And then I fractured my ribs, and I was out for 5 weeks. And I was like, look, fuck it, back on the horse, back in Monday morning after 5 weeks out. Went in on the Monday, woke up on the Tuesday in bits, ended up in hospital for over a week, and then I was on antibiotics for a week, and I was in bits. And then I tried to go back up at 5 o'clock in the morning again, and that wasn't happening. So I packed it in, basically, is what I'm saying. But I was enjoying it. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, but, like, you made the right decision.
Yeah, like I could have went back and just finished it with the training. But then, like, I was only training as hard as I was because I was thinking about the fight. And then when I'm going back, I'm like, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to train. Oh, it's a bit much.
It's a routine, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it
You
is.
made the right decision now, Paul, now, because you would have went into a fight not unprepared, but not
Well, if you
100%.
missed 5 weeks out with fractured ribs and then 2 weeks out with sick, then
Yeah.
7 weeks missed out for a 20-week program.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like but I was going back to do that, but then I was setting the alarm at 5 o'clock, and I was like, oh, fuck
You made
that.
the right decision. You made
Fuck
the right
that.
decision. This one, it's been floating around the internet months now. I don't know why we never actually brought it up, but you can stop one crime from ever happening again, but you have to commit that crime. What crime do you pick?
That's a lethal question.
Have you not heard that one?
Yeah, I have, but it's a lethal question.
It's a hard one, isn't it? Because, like,
Is it?
yeah, because obviously, like, you'd like rape never to happen again, but that means you have to rape someone, and you're like,
No,
here.
of course, I get that.
And
So
then
you're
it's
not
like
going to do that.
murder, and then you're like, I'm not going to murder someone.
Yeah, I'd go murder.
Would you? And you'd murder someone so no
Look,
one else
I'm not
ever get
saying-
murdered again?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
now, I don't get fucking nicked for this, do I?
I don't think.
Like, I think you got a pass in the crime, yeah?
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, well, then murder, yeah.
I heard a good one. I don't know where I seen it on the internet.
Yeah.
Where a man says, I'd lie in court so no one else can lie in court again.
Stupid.
I think that was a good one.
Stupid,
No.
bro. No.
So he doesn't get caught out, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, you can stop murders happening all over the world.
But then you have to murder someone.
Yeah, but you only murder one person, and then you're going to stop millions of murders.
Yeah, who would you murder?
Good question. The Bruno Fernandez. Who would you murder?
I don't know. I didn't say I would murder anybody.
Right,
I'd be in there spoofing my way out of court. Just lying in court.
No, that's a stupid one. Like, you can literally stop any crime in the world from happening. Crimes that happen every
Yeah,
single
but
day.
imagine then when you're in court and someone says you're up on murder, did you do it? And you'd be like, yeah, you can't lie.
Yeah, but the murder still happened.
Yeah, and he gets done on it then, he doesn't get away with it.
Yeah, but that's stupid,
Nah,
bro.
bro, I think that was a genius move out of me.
No way, no chance. I'm not having that.
Do you ever see yourselves having your own TV show? I think we
Eh,
should. Or we could.
Yeah, I could see you on a TV show.
But why me and not you then?
No, that's a good question. But like, I think we're good as a pair, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like obviously you're a better talker, and I just mean like actually speaking.
I might actually go into acting, to be honest with you.
Why?
Why not?
All right. Like, are you passionate about acting?
Not really. Acting the bollocks. Do many guests you want on refuse to come on? If so, name and shame them.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna do that. But
I wouldn't name and shame someone for not coming on.
what? Because they didn't want to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like what? No big deal. And another thing, this isn't in the yokes, but somebody said this to me a couple of weeks ago. They said, how much did you pay Damo Dempsey to come in and do the podcast?
Never paid anybody to come on this podcast.
Never, ever, ever has any guest got even 1 cent off us for coming on the podcast.
Wouldn't pay
Never.
anybody to come
I
on.
wouldn't. If fucking Vin Diesel rang me there and said, what's up, pal? Give me 25 quid and I come on the podcast, I'd say, keep it.
Yeah.
Prince.
100%.
Like, nobody's ever gonna, like, if you're paying people coming on, if you pay one, you have to pay them all.
And the thing is, there has been people who've reached out and you'd be like, oh, do you want to come on the podcast? We're like, what's the fee? And you'd be like, are you winding me up?
Yeah.
You're coming on to have a chat, like, you know what I mean?
It's a bit of buzz, like, and then, like, it's a bit of promotion as well at the end of the day.
One of the questions said, what was it like having Damo Dempsey do a personal concert for you?
Ah, stop.
I thought it was deadly. I felt like I met him before.
That was like, I can't explain how good that was.
Yeah.
Like,
But I felt like I knew him. I felt
yeah.
like oh, what story Damo? And he knew me.
Yeah.
And he's just sound.
Mm.
One of the nicest fellas ever met in my life. And he's all the time in the world for everybody.
Yeah, and a great conversation. And see when he was talking to people, it was first name basis for
Yeah,
the jail,
everybody.
videographers, every single person in the
There
building.
was
that
the
he met.
sound engineer had to come in because he was singing and playing the bit of music, and
Yeah.
he knew him by first name basis and had all the time in the world for everybody.
For every single
He's a
person in the
genuinely
building.
nice bloke.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone looking to start their own podcast?
Don't.
Sound.
No, I'd say, what would you say to call someone?
I think I've said this to
We've said this a
before.
few times, haven't we? Like,
Make sure
Well-
Neil Delmar actually said it very well on last week's episode. Do you want to do a weekly or do you want to do it by seasons? And you need to be very, very particular with that, because if you commit to doing a weekly, if you do take a week off like we did after 90 something episodes, people will get on to you.
Yeah.
And if you're doing it in seasons, it might not be frequent enough for you, because you can bash out bleeding 8 episodes and then take a month or 2 off.
yeah.
The advice I give is just be authentic. If you don't know about something, don't pretend to know about it. And do it around something that you think you're gonna get content. Like, there's that one as well, isn't it? It's like, what's it? 10% of the podcast only get past episode 3, and then
9.
is it 9 episodes?
Yeah.
And then after that, basically, if you get to 21 episodes, I can't remember the exact figures, but it works out. If you get to 21 episodes, you're in the top 1% of podcasts in the world. So aim to get to episode 21 and see how you feel after that. But by 21, you might be in the flow of it.
But you see how many podcasts we've seen starting and they don't.
And you don't get to 21, no.
No.
I seen podcasts the other day, they took a break for bleeding about a year, and they're back now and they're only on episode 14. And I was like, Jesus Christ, how did you do that? Like,
Yeah. Somebody said, what's your favourite thing about the podcast so far?
the networking, the people you meet through it. I only went onto my story the other day and I scrolled up, and the people who viewed it, I was like, that's mad. Like, the amount of people I know just from doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And it's just blue ticks everywhere, and you're like, this is mad. Do you know what I mean? What are you doing even following me?
Yeah.
You know? And then another one there said, do you have any friends from the podcast? Like, did you keep in touch with them, I guess?
Most
Nearly
of
every
them.
yeah.
Most of them.
85-90% of them.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 guests, would you say?
Yeah. I would. Yeah. Definitely 9 out of 10 guess.
Yeah.
But I'd say my favourite thing about the Yoke is the live shows, bro.
That's your favourite?
The best thing, like, not the build up to that. I hate the build up. Like, now, obviously, we're in the future. So this before, this is the Wednesday before the Sunday live show, and I feel sick. Like literally, it's keeping me up at night. But then when I'm on that stage, best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Isn't that mad? Because I know when I get to the stage, I'm gonna feel great. So I'm like, I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of just remember that feeling when you walk out, but I can't.
Yeah.
It just gets blocked out by what if you forget how to talk? What if you fall off the stage? Do you get me?
Yeah. I get it. Like, I do enjoy them as well. But the way I look at it is you only do a live show probably once every 3 months.
Yeah.
Whereas you do the podcast every week, and every week, more than likely, you're going to meet someone new. And then even people who haven't been on the podcast who we've met kind of from the podcast, you know, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, outside of it all, and you're like, this is bleeding madness.
Do you ever get sick of the popularity the podcast has brought you? Yeah.
Yeah.
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what's a prime example? And now you'll agree. Do you remember we were at Dermot Kennedy?
Yeah. I only said that to someone the other night. Because someone said, what was it? Something about getting in a picture, and I was like, I'm hardly going to refuse a picture with somebody. And
Yeah.
you're like, surely it must annoy you when you're on a night out. And I was like, no, but Dermot Kennedy was bad because it took us a half an hour to catch up with the rest of our mates.
Like we were. So the walkway to the gate was about 100 metres long.
Yeah.
So, but on that walkway, we were there for a good 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Picture, queuing. Then we got in and we met our mates again, and we were like, Jesus, that was dog rough. We go up and get a drink.
And then you're
Boom.
coming again, yeah.
Mobbed. And it was like, you'd swear they were at seeing Kendrick Lamar and Dermot Kennedy himself. It was like, this is our hand. Like, so times like that, you're sort of like, I just want to enjoy this, but like, it's hard to, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. But like, and at the same time as well, you kind of have to be conscious of like, do you want to come across as a prick here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so a lot of people come up to me on nights out and they be like, fair play, and I'm not going to annoy you. And I'm like, no, it's grand, it's all right. And you're like, oh, are you sure? And I was like, I really appreciate the fact that you're considerate and you're asking me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Then that's like a mutual respect then, whereas some people just come over and tear that way and you're like, oh, yeah, sound, they're going to pitch that sound.
Yeah.
You know, like that. But yeah. What about your death row meals?
That's a good question. Is it 3 meals a day, like, or just 1 meal?
Do you know what death row meal is?
Yeah, your last day.
You just get 1 meal and then you go and get executed. So what's your last
Right
meal?
before execution?
Yep.
Do you?
Yep.
I thought you get, like, it's your last day, you get your 3 meals, and then tomorrow you're getting executed first thing in the morning.
What diet plan?
Basically, and then
yeah.
make your life get shocked. Death row meal. Death row meal.
So
That
the
goes
last
breakfast
meal.
roll.
Yeah.
That goes breakfast roll. I swear in me man's life.
Do you know people who get Big Macs and all?
Yeah, well, like, I'm not going to argue with that, bro. Big Mac is good stuff. Do you know what?
Especially if you're that down like about 10 or 15, yeah, and they'd be like, yeah, there's a Big Mac for you.
Yeah. What's yours? Don't say something stupid.
Like what?
Like fucking Singapore noodles. Who said Singapore noodles? Christy Dignam.
Did he, yeah?
I swear my man's life.
Did we ask him this question?
Did I make that up?
When did we ever ask Mr. Diggins what his death row meal was?
Did I make that up just
You
there?
probably did,
I
yeah.
didn't. I definitely didn't.
Do you know what I
Trying
pick?
to look for like confirmation of it, and I don't know where I'm
I
looking.
pick a big tomahawk steak. Yeah. Chips, pepper sauce,
I'm having it.
garlic potatoes,
Lost me.
and green beans as well, with it. Whopper, bro. Whopper. Telling you. I go out for a steak with me board, yeah. Get a tomahawk, the big one on the bone, and I'll be fucking pulling the bone apart now.
Yeah.
Make me show me, like, I don't give a bollocks.
We don't give a rat.
Cutting every bit off.
I hate when you go when you eat wings with someone and half of the wing, half of the chicken is still on the wing. That gives me
I do
bad
eat the bone
anxiety.
and all I do.
The bone.
Everything
bro.
is gone.
Yeah.
Marrow, sucking the marrow and all that.
That's a great question though, death row meal. That goes breakfast roll, I swear.
That's
on
not
me,
a
man.
bad show.
Oh, it's a great show. The only thing is you'll be still stuffed when you're bleeding. You'd be in
wouldn't be able to fit you in the coffin.
Yeah. You'd be like, just kill me.
If you could only listen to 3 artists for the rest of your life, who are you picking?
Oh, I bastard you. That's good that.
It's a solid question, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. How do you pick 3?
See, the thing is, you can't pick 3 rappers. You have to be a bit diverse, I think.
Yeah, bro.
Picking Kendrick Lamar. Definitely
Yeah.
a solid number 1, no problem. Do you know, at the end of every year, and your Spotify recap, the comes up, he's been my number 1 artist since I joined Spotify, every single year. Since like 2014 or something.
Oasis was mine the last 2 years.
That's, so you pick
I'm going to go, right, we'll go back to back. You're going Kendrick, I'll go Oasis, you go.
So I'm going to see Kendrick Lamar next week as well. I'm fucking buzzing. I'm panicking now.
No, I'm back.
I'm panicking. Don't panic. No, because I'm going to lose my job. That's not what I'm on about.
Oh,
That's my fucking pick.
stop.
You know what? Could be in with a shout now. I know I said you can't pick 3 rappers, but you could pick 2. Kanye could be in with a shout.
I swear in me man's life, that's a serious. Right, you're going Kanye. I'm going to go Drake.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout neither.
I just think the people with multiple
Albums.
belters.
Yeah. And then you have to throw someone else in. Oasis wouldn't be a bad shout. I'm not going to pick Oasis because you picked them, but I would like to pick them. Oh, panicking now again. Your hands and all that sweating, and it's fucking shitting I am.
All right, go. I have my last one. So I'm about to go on Oasis, Drake. Who do I want? Yeah, right.
Give us your last one first.
Whitney Houston.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm having
I'll
it.
give it to you. That's a great show.
Yeah, I'm having it. That's me. I'll die happy. Wonderwall, $1 million bill, to think of a Drake song.
Non-stop.
Non-stop, we'll have that.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to pick someone shite now. I'll just pick the Chili Peppers. Fuck it.
Oh, my anxiety's through the roof, bro.
I've seen them twice. I was on listening to them on the radio earlier on. Do you know they're 60 and they're still bouncing around on the stage and then not a bother to them?
If you asked me to name 3 of their songs, I wouldn't.
Would you not know?
No.
They're actually very big, bro.
Would you ever do something like I'm a Celebrity and who would win out of the 2 of us?
Do you know, I would do it, yeah, but I've no problem. Do you know when they're eating the animals? And you're like, oh, that's a fucking kangaroo's heart. Yeah, no problem.
Worse growing up.
No problem, but you see when they're in the bleeding, they'd have their head in a box and they'd have like goggles on and it's just filled with cockroaches and all.
Not
When
like,
I start to have a problem.
not like
with that.
spiders, right? Like, do you not like, are you afraid of spiders?
I'm not afraid of them, but I wouldn't be into that part, you know what I mean? I think the rest of it seems alright. Surely some of that has to be fake. They're not really in the jungle, like boxed off in the middle of nowhere. A snake could crawl up your leg or something, you know what I mean? Surely that's like in a little enclosed set near the
That's
jungle
a
or something.
great show.
Has to be. I can't believe that's still going on. Who the fuck is watching that?
Yeah, I haven't watched that in about 10 years. To be honest.
I can't remember the last time I watched a Peter Andre was on it.
Peter Andre.
Yeah.
He hasn't been relevant in about 30 years.
That's the last time we watched that, yeah?
Who would win out of us?
I think I would.
I think I would.
You think you would?
Yeah, easy.
I
I
don't know,
think
Teddy, you have a low tolerance for everything.
Yeah, but I think you'll be better on a different setting. Like jump, like say Hell Week. Jump out of that helicopter. I'd
Can
be
you,
like,
bro?
no, drop me back
We're
down.
going to be on that. Hell Week, Ray Goggins, Garant was.
Storm, was that not the last ever season?
If it comes back.
Yeah,
Comes back.
but
We're gonna be on
I
that
think
route,
you'll
innit?
beat me in that because of like heights and going underwater and all. Last week's episode, I was saying I can bleed underwater for 6 minutes and all.
Yeah. No, what did you not say you'd hold your breath for 3 minutes?
2 minutes. 2
Was
minutes.
it 2?
2 minutes, I said.
I want to see you do 2 minutes as well.
I reckon I could.
Yeah. Do you know Sean McDermott's free swimming pool?
Yeah, not holding your breath under there for more than 2 minutes. Are you mad?
I used to be able to swim up and back underwater and that. Me and the boys used to do that. Now, you'd be getting lightheaded when you get back down to the deep end, but you're like that close and you're panicking and all. Oh, mate.
Yeah, I reckon I'd beat you in I'm a celebrity, get me out here. For
Right,
that.
but I'd win in Hell Week. Is that
Oh,
what
that's
we're
what I'd do. I'd do that, yeah.
Right.
I'd go with that.
So I reckon we go Hell Week first and then I'm a Celebrity. How did you get in touch with someone from I'm a Celebrity? Anthony Deck, give us a
Anthony
shout.
Deck.
Yeah,
We're
Anto
better than
and
Anthony
Deco.
Deck. Right, listen.
Go on.
I'm listening from Stoke in the UK. Would you ever come over for a live show?
That's mad because my next one says, I'm in the boy. Would you come to the boy for a live show? Hang on, we weigh that one up there. Stoke.
The boy or Stoke?
Oh, the boy.
I'm going to Stoke 100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
Peter
100.
Crouch statue everywhere. I'd love to do a show. I'd love to do a live show out of Dublin. I'd do a live show in fucking Galway, like. Or Cork.
Yeah.
I know every week someone asks us to go to Cork, but we need some way of like quantifying the amount of people that are listening in Cork that would go to a live show so we can justify going down. Imagine going down, 50 people show up, you're in the bleeding opera house.
Yeah, and that's
950
everyone that we
empty
brought
seats.
down on the minibus.
What?
That's everyone we brought down on the minibus. That,
Yeah.
Ryan O'Brien and all.
Yeah. Someone says, what do you think about what's happening with Kanye going off the head?
Oh,
Have you been following him?
Look, yeah. Like, not in too much detail, but look, I mean, I can't go onto Twitter without seeing him. Do you get me? Like, you click on Twitter on every single tweet as well, can you? What do you think? Because don't ask me about that.
I thought he was onto something at the start and then he just went completely off the rails. And like, if you look at the way the tweets went, people are like, he has a point. I just like his music. Like he said like Black Lives Matter was a scam, which it is as a movement. It's not, but as an organisation it is. So like Black Lives Matter as a movement and a rhetoric, yeah, get behind it. But then as an organisation, it was a scam, and I agreed with that. But then he came out and he was like, I'm going to go dead country on the Jews and all. They're like, mate, you want to relax yourself there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he is off the head. And he's like, I'm not on any medication. And everyone's like, we know. We can tell.
Go on.
Yeah, you need to go back on the medication.
Yeah. Have you ever had to cut a segment because you slip of the tongue or the controversial things yet?
Yes. Only recently, we won't say what
Yeah.
guest it was, but I said a term.
Yeah.
And the two of you stopped and looked at me and said, you can't say that anymore. And I was like, really? And I was baffled.
Oh, let's talk about a term actually. Now that you're saying that, this wasn't it, obviously, because we're gonna talk about this, or should we? We'll find out now. When I said I'm clean,
Yeah.
should we talk about that?
Yeah. I don't see why not. You got
Because
pulled
like,
up on it.
yeah. So, but I've got pulled up on it about 3 or 4 times in the last, say, 2-3 months, and I'm confused. People is like, you shouldn't say the word clean. You're not clean. You're clear. And I'm like, so I'm all for like these new things coming out, like these, don't say that term because like that's derogatory towards this and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And I'm real with it. Like, I get it. I'm like, I actually see a point there. I don't see the point in being against the word clean, especially if I use it with good intentions.
The problem I had with that was, so, you know, you shouldn't say like the word junkie because it dehumanizes the addict,
Yeah.
right? You shouldn't, back to Kanye West, he says things like the Jewish media. You shouldn't say that because then you're classing the whole Jewish race there as the problem in the media.
Yeah.
Where it's not, it's a certain individual. You should
Yeah.
call that person out. So I get why language is powerful.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the word clean or the term clean, they were like, you shouldn't say that because you're implying that you were dirty. But that, to me, that's a positive thing, because if you say, yeah, you are dirty, you're filling your body full of poison.
Yes.
Yeah, you have bad traits. Mm-hmm. You're a burden on yourself, on your family, and stuff like that. So that is dirty tendencies. So you want to get clean, which is the opposite of that. I don't see the problem there. So when you come out and say, I'm clean, it helps people say, who are in addiction and struggling, be like, that's the goal, get to there.
Yeah.
So what am I? I'm unclear at the moment. When you're addicted to something, are you unclear? And then when you get sober, you're clear. You know?
See, I think for that type of thing, people are just starting to get excited now.
And they're trying to change everything.
Let's change this and let's change that. And that's one of them things where it's like, let's change that because that's not right. And it's like, hold on for a minute. I don't even care if like in 6 months' time or a year's time, everybody's not using the word clean. I'll always use the word clean because I will never see any wrongdoing in that, because if I'm using it with good intentions, you're taking away from the message being delivered and you're just pointing out, oh, you used a word called clean. Like, you're taking away from the message completely.
Yeah.
They're trying to inspire people and show people, look, let's get clean and sober, let's bleed and sort ourselves out. And then you're like, you shouldn't have said clean, so now the message is gone.
Yeah, I actually would rather you say clean than sober.
Yeah.
Because when you say, oh, I'm sober,
Yeah.
it's like you're tame and you don't do anything. And you're like, all right. And do you know what else annoys me? When people are like, oh, I'm sober, but they drink like frequently.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, then you're not sober.
Yeah.
You're just, I'd rather you say I'm clean.
Yeah.
Because then I know this person doesn't do drugs, they don't abuse their body anymore. That makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
And I just don't see, like, who are you actually offending when you say the term clean?
So what I was told is, by saying the word clean, people who are in addiction, you're implying that they're dirty. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm clean.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing a message on anyone else. I'm talking about me personally, and I've good intentions by saying, I'm now clean, let's say 1 year.
Yeah.
You can also do this.
Yeah.
Like, anybody can get clean, anybody can get sober, anybody. What different? Who gives a fuck about the word if it's not derogatory? That is not a derogatory term. It's not a bad use of language. And
I've never heard of anyone refer to someone else in addiction as dirty either.
No.
I've never said, like, oh, look at him, he's dirty.
It's just a new little thing. It's like a new little, like, somebody pulled me on Twitter before, and then someone pulled me recently about it as well, and I'm like, it's just a new little thing.
I was there when he pulled you.
Yeah,
I was
you
going to
were
have a word, and I was like, it's not the time or place to have an argument
And not
about
only,
this.
it wasn't only you, because afterwards there was 2 or 3 other people who was there with us, and afterwards I said to all years ago, do you think your man was a bit harsh there? Like, cause, now he didn't call me out and go, you shouldn't say that, but he was saying, like, in a whole, we shouldn't use the word clean anymore, but it was after you, so it was aimed at me. And then afterwards I said to you and the others who were there, and they were, all years were like, that's ridiculous. And there was someone else there who was also in recovery, and they were like, I'll always use the word clean because there's no wrongdoing in that and blah blah blah. But I think it's stupid. I think people get carried away. It's almost like the cancel culture thing.
Yeah.
One person gets cancelled, oh fuck, we can do this now, and boom boom boom, people start jumping on board. Someone says we shouldn't use the word clean, and someone else hears that, and then boom, it just goes and goes and goes and goes. But what I like is, I've seen it said on Twitter numerous times now. Yeah, a few people now, not towards me, there was a couple towards me, but I've seen it said loads to numerous people on Twitter, and none of them have stopped saying clean.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you're taken away from the message.
I agree, there's a lot of terms out there that we do need to change.
And we are changing.
And like,
And if we ever do say something, I think pull us on it.
Yeah,
And go
yeah.
like, you said this, boys, I think you should say this instead.
Yeah.
No problem. Hold
and
our
that's
hands.
exactly what happened with me when I
Yeah.
said it. And I mean, you know quite well, Terence, I said it and I tried to be as wholeheartedly as possible. It came from a good place. When I said this term, I thought it was the correct term, and you were like, you can't say that, and I was like, I know, Terence. I was like, you're at the jumping the gun. And then the guest was like, you actually can't say that term. We're gonna have to do that again. And I was like, I think that was pushing the boat out too much. That was one of them where you're like, we're gonna change that again, because the term I used had already been derived from another term, and now they're changing it again. And I'm like, where do you draw the line with language?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's mad, because that's such a big, huge thing in the world now, and like, censorship, language, hate speech. Where do you draw the line, and who defines what it is? Like, do you know, they're bringing that into legislation in Ireland now, hate speech, and you can get locked up. Well, I don't know what the exact penalty is going to be, but you could be prosecuted for using hate speech, but the government get to define what hate speech is. So you could be saying something you don't even know it's that bad, and they can say, yeah, that's wrong, you can't do that, boom. here's whatever.
Is that actually happening?
Yeah, it's in the legislation. It was
Look,
all over
I'm
Twitter
all
last
for
week.
that happening, but you better fucking give like a definitive yoke of
But
like,
this is the thing,
this is hate speech and this isn't.
It's the same thing with social media in the last 2 years. Do you know, when you see like this is misinformation, and you're like, well, who said that's wrong?
Yeah.
Like, prove to me that's wrong. And they're like, no, it's misinformation. You're getting took off Twitter forever.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, well now no one can hear anything I have now anymore.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, so that's a big thing. And Elon Musk is coming in to clearly set and define these rules. Like, this is what you'll be removed for. And we're not going to just kick people off like that the way they did with like Trump and your man Andrew Tate and stuff like that. Do you know, they just got banned, lickety split, good luck to you. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. So yeah,
So that's that anyway.
there's a nice little tangent for you. Can you come to the Boy for a live show? Would you go to the Boy?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
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 Yeah, obviously never been.
No.
Yeah.
I've only been to Turkey, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Portugal.
Obviously. Yeah.
Obviously. Turkey, Portugal, Spain, England, Ireland. Does that count? Because I had to fly back to Ireland. Portugal, yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Ever. Is it? Couldn't be. I've only ever been in like 3 countries. That's is that all?
Turkey, Portugal, Ireland. Well, you can't count Ireland. Turkey, Portugal, England, you said.
Spain.
4.
That's mad.
Do you never think about just going and seeing in a load of other places? Terry?
Yeah, we nearly went to Stockholm.
Yeah. I think we should still book that.
Yeah. But no, that's all I've been to. But I'd go to the Boy. I'm willing to go.
Yeah, someone organise it. We let them in a little secret. Nearly went to Canada in the summer.
Yeah, we nearly went to Vancouver.
Yeah.
We didn't.
We nearly did though.
Why didn't we?
Because we're not vaccinated.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
Why not?
Is that still a touchy subject?
I wouldn't say no. But you know, you can't go into America without being vaccinated still, so there you go. And do you know what's going to be funny? Because we mentioned vaccines, it's going to come up on Spotify now, the little COVID banner, which I think is gas. It says COVID information.
Yeah, I've seen that, on a couple of things.
It's
yeah.
going to say that now. That's mad, isn't it? I'm going to Cuba. Been talking about going to Cuba since we started this podcast. We're going to Cuba in the end of December, yeah? And someone told us the other day, if you go to Cuba, you have to get a visa to go to America for 11 years because they have it down as a terrorist country. No?
That's mad.
Isn't it?
That's nuts.
Isn't it? I think it's a bit unnecessary. They're acting that bollocks. A bit like, come on, boys.
It's like if you have that down as a terrorist country, I'd say, like, Cubans should need, like... But, like, an Irish young fella from Dublin going to Cuba.
Do you know if you went to, say, Iran, then Qatar and Afghanistan, you'd have trouble going to America then? Because you had all these previous places on your passport.
Would you?
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's our hand.
That's
The boys are carrying on.
Yeah.
Barbs.
You know, Vin, you want to see when you go to America, they scan your fingerprint and take pictures of you, you know? I swear to God, you can't get into America unless you're clean.
Don't be saying the word clear.
Well, clear the convictions is what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, that's mad. That's a bit over the top, I think, though.
But see, like, everyone needs a visa to get into America, yeah, but we have this thing called the ESTA. It's like a mini visa thing. You fill it out in 15 minutes online, you just cruise through then. You have an agreement with like bleeding 10 countries or something, and Ireland's one of them, so it's much easier for us. When you fly into America, you see the queue, it's about bleeding 300 people in it, about 20 people floating through, then they're all Irish with the ISIS. So if I go to Cuba and I want to go to America, I'm going to be in that bleeding queue with the 300 odd people. It's mad, isn't it?
That's poxy.
And everyone was like, oh, like, you have to weigh it up. I'm like, weigh what up? I'm not vaccinated. I can't go into America anyways. What do you want me to do, like?
Yeah, so we should have been in Vancouver.
Yeah.
But here we are, Marconi House.
Van Hoover, yeah. If you could wake up with the talent for one thing tomorrow, what would it be?
Singing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, man, look at Lewis Capaldi. Look, in the nicest way possible. Look, he's not a great looking bloke, and he could take your board off you in a heartbeat. Just sing to her.
All right.
Do you agree? Singers just have it, bro. Like, I just walk up to a board and just sing to her. And she'd be like, all right, let's go to Malden.
What would you be singing?
A Lewis Capaldi song.
Yeah.
Bruises or something.
Yeah, tune. Because that person follows
Singing,
up.
what? It has to be singing now.
I'd love to be able to speak another language.
That's a talent. That's not a talent. You can't speak another language.
Yeah?
I can't learn to sing like Lewis Capaldi. Like, I can learn to sing.
That person followed up though and said like you could speak multiple languages, cook, etc.
Bollox, they're not talents. Like,
Cooking's not a talent. There's people out there
of
making careers
course
from
it's
cooking.
a talent, but like, we literally can go and do that. Like, you can go to college and learn. I'm talking like,
You can do singing lessons.
yeah, but I can't wake up and be an elite footballer tomorrow. You can wake up in the morning with this, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I want to wake up and be something that like takes a lifetime to do. Like, I'd love to wake up tomorrow and be an elite footballer, a fucking elite singer. It's like wake up and be able to speak Chinese. Grant, me and Des Bishop sitting there having a blatant heart to heart in Chinese. Like, what's the big deal? Do you get me?
But you could speak every language. I'd love that. Remember we had that as a singer before?
We had that as a singer before.
I'd
Every
love to be able to
language,
speak
I'd be
every
able to
language.
speak to animals. I'd speak to the animals all day.
Fucking sick of the bleeding animals as there is. Can't even speak to them. I'd do that.
Yes! Put this in the podcast!
Right, so sorry about that. The alarm went off there. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it in the edit, but there's a rumour going around the TV license inspector was at the door. And the alarm went off.
Yeah.
We go back into the question.
Someone sent us a message.
Yeah,
What's your toxic trait?
right.
But I think we should do.
Each other's.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that? See that? I knew what you were going to say there. See that?
I want you to go first.
So, address your toxic
Yeah.
trait.
I'm waiting.
Right.
Now, choose carefully.
One that I think is very toxic is you're a very intelligent young fella, but you've no, what's the word? Like you've no, not desire, you've no interest. You will always say like, I don't fucking know about that stuff. I'm stupid. And you're like, but you're not. You'd easily understand that if you literally just looked at it once. Like politics and all, you're like, oh bro, I hate all that stuff. I don't like politics and all. That goes over my head. But like, if you literally just, I've seen you talk about politics and summarise it like that, and I'd be like, yeah, see how easy that was, and you'd be like, yeah, no, fuck that. I've no interest in all. So
I don't
that
have
really
an
annoys
interest
me.
in politics.
Yeah, but like you're capable of it. And you're capable of understanding a lot of things and talking about a lot of things. You just don't do it. And that annoys the crap out of me.
Thanks.
You know where I'm coming from?
I do know. It's just everyone though. Anyone who knows me personally says that to me.
Yeah.
Even people who listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I don't
They're like,
bollocks about this.
Why do you portray this joke that you're stupid on the podcast?
Yeah. I wouldn't say you portray it. I just
No.
think you have no interest in some stuff.
Yeah,
and you
some
just,
stuff comes up and I'm just like, ah.
no. Yeah.
And then people, but I think if you don't know me, people are like, oh, he just doesn't know what to say. Oh, he doesn't know how to talk about it, or something like that.
But even though I said to you, like, if Rad goes on tomorrow, you'd be like, oh no, I'm not doing that episode. Rather
I wouldn't do that episode.
look up
for
a couple of things about politics there and ask that, and you'd be like, nah.
No.
Yeah,
So,
see, like,
for
that's
that
what I mean, yeah.
For that, I won't be on anytime soon.
I wouldn't say come on either way, don't be worrying. I think we're safe. Go on, flip it there.
You're a toxic trait.
Yeah, here we go.
I don't know. See, I should have
I'll
been
walk out.
thinking.
You should have been, yeah. What's
So-
your biggest turn on in a board?
That's a great question.
So if you would like to say a board and she does this, I don't know, something that turns you instantly onto a board.
A board's perfume gets me.
What perfume?
Don't know. But do you ever get when a board comes up to talk to you and you smell it and you're like, I love her?
I know where you're coming from.
Oh, obviously you don't get it. You're with a board about 15 years.
Yeah,
But with-
I know. No, I understand. Like I know what you mean. Like yeah,
Now, obviously that doesn't apply to every board in the world. But I mean, like when a board is like attractive, as it is,
and she smells well.
and then she smells good,
Yeah.
jocks off.
Love a good singer.
Yeah.
I think if she sings, that's
But you ever get a board who's good at singing? It's always the boards who are good at singing that are shy to sing.
that. A what?
Shy to sing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Sing.
you can
Sing us
sing
a song.
Sing a song.
Yeah.
No. And then you get a board that's like a bag of cats in the gaff.
Yeah.
And she'll belt out
Screaming,
with a Celine
shattering
Dion.
windows and all.
Yeah.
Do you know who is me go-to? Hannah from London Grammar. She was that. You say to me board all the time. Said she walked in the room, started singing. You're getting the
She
day
was
blue.
at Forbidden Fruit.
No, she was at Electric Picnic.
No, Forbidden Fruit.
It was Electric Picnic.
Forbidden Fruit.
London Grammar was at Electric Picnic. Terry.
Both. No, it's Forbidden Fruit, bro. 100 quid.
Bet you a fiver.
100 quid or nothing.
So you're saying she was at forbidden fruit?
Forbidden fruit, and boys, can we get a fact check? Forbidden fruit was because you
Electric
remember
picnic.
before
London
I
Grandma was
fell.
at electric picnic, yeah?
No, I fell.
All right.
I fell the day London Grammar was on.
Right. So we weren't standing in the tent waiting for disclosure to come on. London
she was
Grandma
at both.
disclosure, and then we went home.
No, because remember she was a cracker and we could see her. Was she at Forbidden Fruit? Tell the truth.
Thanks.
Oh.
100 quid Revolut me there. Sound you have me number. Oh.
It was the board. Well, then there's another board from a band that you love. That was at Forbidden Fruit.
That was Lord.
Lord.
I think she's good looking though, but she can sing. And I kind of, yeah, see, that falls into that thing. Once
Yeah.
she can sing, they go up a peg. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a couple of pegs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I can't believe that.
Oh, and you're so
We didn't
confident.
shake.
man.
We didn't shake. Oh, bro, I'd have put £1 million on there. If you would have shook my hand at the Revolut with you, I wouldn't have sworn me man's life. I was certain of it.
But yeah, if she can sing, big plus ones in my book, that is.
Yeah, I agree.
I
I'm
think,
with you on it.
I think it's more than a plus one. I think you could easily take a vote from a 6 to an 8 if she can sing.
Yeah, an 8.5.
Yeah.
Like if you had Gemma Dunleavy good at singing, you
Yeah,
go to a
definitely.
9. You go from 6 to a 9.
100%. So,
get me?
what if she could sing and said, what up her view?
Ah, that's the end of that, murder.
Yeah,
And
12 out
she's
of
no
10.
say. I'm hitting one knee in the middle of 22s.
12 out of 10.
Yeah, 12. Done and dusted.
Sound. Right, I'll go back to the questions. And you just picked Liverpool to live in.
I'm moving to Liverpool. I'm going to Liverpool, yeah. Where you going?
Probably somewhere in America.
Why, bro? Like,
America's go crack,
your
bro.
man Takeoff got whacked and all the other night
Yeah.
over the game of Deutsche.
In the
game,
mad
man.
way he's a rapper, multi-millionaire, and he gets shot.
Isn't that mad?
Like
yeah?
Nipsey Hussle, shot. Pop Smoke, shot.
Yeah.
Like, how are they all just getting shot all the time? Like, a
'Cause-
multi-millionaire. You're
But
out with
see,
the
when
hood.
these are rapping and all this, they're actually about that life. Like they don't,
Oh, bro,
they
you're
don't just,
millionaire.
they don't make their millions and leave. They want to stay with that crew, and that's what happens.
Fucking idiots, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Um,
like, it's not their fault they got shot, but come on, like you're at the making it now.
yeah.
Like it's not like you're not being like, you're not leaving the boys for doing that.
No.
Like you just don't want to get shot.
But there was another rapper that got shot. He was sitting somewhere having something to eat, and he had his big gold chain on. A fella come over and tried to snatch his chain, and he grabbed it, and your man shot him, grabbed the chain and legged it. And you're like,
Yeah, but you see, that's what that is. They're part of a gang, so they're not just friends. So like they have 4 or 5 close friends, start to make their millions, and they can get everyone out. They're in a big gang of fucking 50 people.
Crips and the blood.
So they don't
Nipsey
want to
Hussle
leave
was
that
played
and all.
I think he was in Crips, wasn't he?
I don't know, but
What's your opinion on mullets?
childish.
I was out the weekend, yeah, and we were in the toilet, me and one of the boys, and a fella was there with a mullet, and he said something, and we laced him with stick, and he tried to give us stick back, and I was like, mate, you have a mullet, like, and he goes, yeah, but the ladies love it, and he said this as we're walking out of the toilets, and there was 3 young ones there, and I goes, girls, can I ask you a question? What do you think of his hair? And he goes, hey, the state of that shave, and he was human.
I think cultures love it, do they?
I don't know where it came from, Terence. Just like,
Do you know where I think it came from? I thought about it the other day. Mad that is. That fucking yoke Stranger Things.
yeah. But like, that's what set in the 80s or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's a
but since
reason.
Stranger Things came out, like everyone looks like they're in Stranger
But
Things.
I seen a fella would have like a short back and sides, and then 2 weeks later had a mullet. So like, he didn't even have enough time to grow the mullet. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, sellotape. They're
The
not.
fucking stupid things. I was in
Yeah.
Galway last year, and every second fella had one, and they thought they were the business. And I was like, boys, you all look poxy. Right.
Sound.
What do you think of star signs?
Childish.
Very childish.
Yeah.
You know a star sign?
Yeah.
What's it?
I know even in detail my star sign because my cousin is into it. It's like if you find out, so obviously I'm born in August, yeah. Then the time you are born and something else, I forget what it
More
was.
details than that. I thought it just went like, you're born in these 3 or 4 weeks or this. That's it.
No, there's more. There's even more details. And I'm a triple Leo. So anyone who's into that star sign is going to be like, what? You're a fucking wanker. And they don't even know me, do you know what I mean? So like if I went up to the board and was like, I'm a triple Leo, she'd leave.
So
I'm
Scorpio,
toxic
right?
to them. Yeah.
I'm a Scorpio, so it's my birthday this month, and Nike sent me an email and said, "'Cause your birthday month, here's 25% off." So I put on my story. I was like, "I'm gonna have to buy a new pair of runners," and people started texting me, "Oh, you're a Scorpio." I was like, "Yeah." And her friend Yin Yoga Jen, who else would call me up on this? She was like, "Oh, you're a Scorpio. That means you're a rising moon." And I was like, "What does that even mean? Like, what does that mean? Rising moon? First of all, what does Scorpio even mean? Yeah. Then what's a fucking rising moon? Like, the moon doesn't rise. It's in the sky. It's not the sun. The sun goes up and comes back down. Yeah. Like, the sun rises and it sets. The moon is just there. Like, you know what I mean?
But that only Jen.
But like,
Like, she
don't-
charges
yeah.
her crystals and she, you know what I mean? And when she doesn't charge her crystals, she's bleeding Scorpio at you.
Yeah, and
Not Scorpio.
Mercury's in
you know?
retrograde and all.
All this carry on. And
But
she's
you
like,
ever
I'm in
see-
bad form, the fucking whatever. Fuck
You ever
off.
read
Do you know about that?
the horoscopes?
No.
They're all the same.
Oh, no, but I read them, and I read one before the Leo one. And I was like, oh my God, that is me. And then I read them all.
Yeah, and they're all the same.
I was like, oh.
That's me as
it.
well, and that's me as well.
That's
me as
fucking
well.
mad how
It's
I'm
like,
all them.
you've gone through a rut, but your fortune will change. And you'll be like, how the fuck did he
How
know?
did he know that?
And then they'll be like,
Yeah.
you have seen the clarity recently because you stopped doing this. And you'll be like, I fucking did stop doing that. He's
Yeah.
right. And you
Yeah.
haven't done that.
Yeah.
Right? You never got back to my toxic trait, by the way.
Yeah, now I know that it's not like about females. I'd say you're stubborn. Very stubborn. When you say something, you're set in your way, and it's hard to convince you until you show you an absolute fact. Even if I hit you with like this, and this is the reason why it's not. You're like, no, till you show me a scientific fact.
Do you know
But
what
I'm
that is?
like that as well, though.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the job I work in. It's data driven. I know I do with everyone, and people to call me out on it. Do you know when you say something I disagree with you, what's something I always say back? Give me 3 examples.
Yeah, every time, yeah.
Every time.
But you're like that. I said this on a podcast before, and I was like, if you ask, so see with you, it's, so if you ever want to get a story about something, so if a fight happened on the night, if you ever want to get the story of that, ask you, and it's not because you don't drink. It's because you have to get all the facts right. If someone's telling the story around you and they're like, oh, and this fella pushed him, you're like, no, we didn't push him. I was there, I seen that. And it could be the smallest detail. And they're like, it was at 7:30. You're like, no, it was 7:34. You know what I mean? So if I'm sitting here now and it's 7:27, and I say to you, it's 7:25, you're like, no, it's 27 past.
2 minutes past.
You know what I mean? So you're very fact.
Do you know why I hate lawyers, Terence?
Yeah, I
'Cause
know.
I've seen fights happen and someone being like, he hit that board, and I'm like, no, he didn't. He ran, and she was in the way, and he bumped off her by accident.
Yeah.
He didn't actually hit her.
Yeah.
Because that's different. That's a big key detail in the story then.
Yeah.
You know, things like that wrecks me head.
Yeah.
Because stories escalate, they run away then. And
Yeah.
I heard about Takeoff. Yeah. Suppose he didn't even, it wasn't a dice game. Something else happened. And you're like, but everyone's like, oh, he got shot because he was playing the dice game. You know, all this on Twitter. So, like, you can break that down to fucking something that happened on Saturday night with the boys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he got smart with him. No, he didn't. He bumped off him by accident.
Yeah.
Something like that. Stuff like that wrecks me head. Maybe I'm autistic. Maybe Andy Murphy was onto something.
Yeah, we knew that.
We knew that. What's your biggest turn off then? In a girl?
This is dangerous waters.
Very dangerous waters.
This is really dangerous
Don't
waters.
be the stupid one like, no turn offs. Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we have turn offs, but like there's like things that like turn me off one board that wouldn't turn me off another.
Like the ick thing.
It's exactly like that. That's why I don't believe in the ick. The ick. Not getting into it. Not getting into it. Turn off a board. I don't know. What's yours? Have you?
The go-to is dirty runners, isn't it?
Yeah, like definitely bad breath. This, that,
But
whatever.
like, having bad breath and having dirty runners is completely different.
Yeah, I know, but it's like things that would turn me off you. If I was
Yeah,
around
off
you and I'm
anyone,
like,
yeah.
having you always have bad breath, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd be just ringing you one day and be like, that podcast was getting a bit much, I'm going. That would be
Just
like
be
after episode 5.
War down your head. Do you want to just go brush your teeth or something?
Dropping little signals, your birthday in 2 weeks, there's toothpaste in the toothbrush, and mouthwash, and a flight to Turkey. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, like there's things that turn you off. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a set thing. No, I don't. I really
Yeah,
don't. I don't have
I
a set
agree.
thing that's like that would turn me off any board.
Because you give like other boards more leeway than you would someone else. I get it, 100%. I get it.
Yeah, that's
And
why I
then
don't believe in the ick.
We said, what's the best thing about doing the podcast earlier?
Yeah,
What's the worst thing about doing the podcast?
the yoke. I got up in my head. Like what your man said earlier on. What did your man say? Your man was like, "Where's the podcast?" Blah, blah. I feel like we have
A
to have.
duty now.
We have a
Yeah.
duty to have a podcast every fucking week, and it has to be good of a certain level.
Yeah.
Like, so people say to me all the time, like, but not in a serious way. So if I'm slagging the boys, shut and blah blah blah, they're like, or like I'd be like, I'm a grafter or whatever, I'm messing. Like, they'll say to me, you do a podcast. I'm like, you know how fucking hard it is.
Yeah.
It's not. Anybody in the world can sit down and talk for 2 hours. That wall is grey. There's a yellow screen behind me, blah blah blah. Football was great, blah blah blah. sitting down for 2 hours and focusing hard and trying to, and nothing is fake, but understanding that you have to be entertaining to some sort of value. Like,
You have to ask good questions.
we're not comedians,
No.
so we don't have to be funny all the time.
No.
But if we're going to go into detail about getting sober, we need to dig deep and talk about our own things. So we talk about my whole thing in recovery, and I'd have to go into detail to try and inspire someone. Or the comedic value to something is like sitting down and making sure, like, if someone says something and you have something in your mind, making sure it's funny or trying to be witty enough to do it. There's a lot to it. And then, like you said, follow-up question. When I leave a podcast, I'm drained, especially with a guest. After once it's just two of us, I'm alright. But with a guest, when I leave, I'm drained because I'm fully focusing on trying to. So he will say something and then I will have something to say back, but then thinking of a follow-up question after I'm done talking in case he doesn't reply, and it's a lot.
Yeah. And should we seen them when your brothers come on?
There you go.
Like, before they walked into this room, they were bouncing around.
Bounce.
Mainly sat down, I wasn't a word out of the two of them.
Yeah, they
Oh,
literally
bleeding.
froze.
Poor Jerry got the brunt of it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was answering for the two of them. Like.
But like that literally shows how hard it is to do it.
As well, how many people who pull us and be like, you had me on your podcast, it'd be great. And then we always go, right, 30 seconds, sell yourself there. Oh,
I walk in spar.
and they panic.
Yeah.
They're like, see, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
It really is.
And that's just the two of us saying you have 30 seconds. Imagine now trying to do that. No one.
You have
does
90
what?
minutes to talk about something, go.
So there's probably 50,000 people going to hear your episode.
Yeah.
Like, do that. And now, and come in knowing that amount of people is probably going to hear the episode.
Yeah. And make sure you're backed up and make sure you have a story and follow on. And it's the truth as well, because you're going to get caught
And
on the line.
staying in tune with not using derogatory terms by accident and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And then pile in fucking live shows and talks here and there and blah, blah, blah,
Planning
blah, blah,
guests
blah.
and-
It's fucking hard work. It's easy. But I say this all the time. Like, somebody said it to me seriously before. And I goes, but you can break anything. He goes, you sit down and you talk for 2 hours. And I goes, in football, let's get a ball and they kick in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Dart player's got a dart, you put it in the
Boxing's
left foot.
hitting, don't be hit.
There you go. You can break anything down to be easy. Anything in the world. What, Elon Musk, he creates a car and he drives the fucking thing and talks
Charges
with
a
it.
car.
Like, but you can do that with anything in life. So I'm like, yeah, we can all do that. You know what I mean? But it really is tough. Like, it's hard.
No, I
Look,
completely
it's
agree.
not physically. It's not
mentally.
It's hard. If you want to offer anyone in the world a podcast or working on the sites, they're going to take the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't get it wrong. People that work on sites and stuff like that are fucking grafters.
Yeah.
So it's not physically
No,
demanding.
it is mentally draining.
Mentally, it's
Yeah,
draining.
we walked out here plenty of time fucking defeated.
Defeated. And then if you don't...
Not wanting to
go-
talk to anyone. And the worst thing about it is coming out here when you think like something happened or it may have got heated or something like that, or you weren't happy with it, and then you have to talk about it.
Yeah.
And strip it back and you be like, actually, just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Can we not talk about this tomorrow or something, you know, like that? That comment about the guests that anyone ever not come on the podcast, a lot of people, like, especially when I know you had a tweet up saying we're going to have the Caprio and all on because people think that we can get whoever we want. There's a lot of people, like, in Ireland, some people leave us on the scene, some people actually just say, I'm busy, and you have to respect that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't be entitled and be like, fuck him, or fuck her, she never wrote back, or fuck him, he doesn't want to come on. That's their choice, you know what I mean?
Trust me, though, I'd say there's people we've reached out to that don't like the podcast.
Yeah, and that's absolutely grand.
We would never not like someone or condemn someone for not liking the podcast. If you don't like the podcast, that's your preference.
Yeah.
We say this all the time. Like, a boy put to me locked one night and say, I don't like that podcast. And I goes, that's no problem.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, I did not leave and think,
Fuck
oh,
her. Yeah.
bollocks, fuck her, blah, blah, blah. I left and went, obviously, not everyone in the world's going to like the podcast. She was saying it in a smart way, but it didn't faze me to a point where I was like, I can't stand that thing. She didn't like the podcast. I didn't ask her why. It's a preference.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But that's why I have respect for everyone who comes in. And I know we've disagreed with people on the podcast, but still, they didn't have to come in.
No,
That's the
definitely
thing.
not.
So that's why I respect them all for coming in and giving us that time, even though we might not see eye to eye with them all. And then, yeah, and that's the thing as well. It's hard getting guests and getting like we've been let down a few times as well.
Many.
And there's nothing worse to me let down. That's my biggest fear about the live show as well, because you'd be like, you have the guests locked in. It's on Sunday. We're at Wednesday now, and I'm like, imagine you just woke up in the morning and someone just pulled out. You'd be like, what the fuck are we gonna do then? And that wrecks me head. And that's where I get nervous until we get to Vicar Street and it's 5:30, 6 o'clock. And the guests are there, and you're like, right, they're here now. Nothing can go wrong. They're here.
Unless
now we
we
just actually
fall
have to go
off
on the
the
stage.
stage.
Yeah, but then you have to go on the stage before you can fall off the stage.
That's a valid point.
So once you're on the stage, then it's grand. There was one more question, and I think it's a bit, I don't know, but if you could only do podcasts like this from now on, or only do live shows from now on, what are you picking?
Say,
You can only do one or the other. You can only do this, or you can only do live shows from
and
now on.
you get the financial gain of either as well.
I don't
Because I wouldn't be doing a live show for the money I do an episode for.
Yeah, I get you.
Because my bollocks am I doing that? Like, the money I get for a live show is the money you deserve for a live show.
Yeah, I know, but you can only pick one. What are you picking?
Live shows, of
So you
course.
do a
I'd
live
be a
show every
millionaire in about 2 weeks. No, miss. But of course you'd pick the live shows.
You have to do a live show every week then.
Every fucking week, yeah.
Yeah. Put the pressure of it, like.
Oh, but again, like anything, the more you do it, the more you'll be grand.
Yeah, but what if, like, my biggest fear is that you'd overdo it, and then...
But
you
should we
might-
haven't overdone it yet? Doing it in here.
Yeah, because what? Doing live shows?
So we'd be going in, so like,
Yeah, but we're not doing a live show every week.
yeah,
That's
but
what
I'm
I
saying.
mean. So
But
imagine
if we
after
were
6
doing
weeks.
if we were doing a live show every week, it just become as natural as just doing this.
Yeah, but that means, like, getting guests, trying to sell the tickets.
No, I wouldn't be doing that extent. I'd be doing the way we do it every week at a live show. I'd bring in one guest. We don't have to do 3 guests.
No, we don't.
We can do one guest.
But still, but the way I looked at it is what we do on a live show and then what we do here.
But if you're changing it around, then you're going to be doing a live show every week. I'll bring in one guest every
Would
week.
you change the live show to do only one guest?
No,
Ever?
never.
Really?
Oh yeah, I would.
I'd love to try it out one stage.
If it was,
A certain person.
yeah,
Blind Boy does it.
yeah, I know, yeah.
He's actually doing it tonight.
We've done it last night as well.
Yeah.
Had PJ Gallagher on. But this is like last week now, so.
Yeah. But, like, he does it with just one guest. And I was like, imagine that.
Look, it's doable. But do you know Blind Boys live shows
Yeah.
are exactly what they're meant to be?
Yeah.
Sitting
Whereas
down and having a chat. Where our live shows
it's
are
not even
not.
like a podcast.
It's like I don't want to say a spectacle because it's nothing on our behalf. It's on
crowd, yeah.
everyone's end.
Yeah.
Like, we don't. Although Damo said that's user magic, I get it. I know what he's saying. I know what he's getting at. There are people.
Yeah.
Get me? There are listeners and all this. But, like, it's not sitting down and chatting
Yeah,
anymore.
you people, because it was guarding in the crowd last time.
If this is going to be in the future, we'll be asking if there's any coppers at these live shows.
There was a copper at the last live show.
Don't put your hand up if you're... There's nothing wrong with being a cop. There's nothing right with being... I'm only listening. But if you are a cop, don't put your hand up.
There was professional rugby players. There was Garda. There was professional boxers.
Footballers. Yeah.
Yeah, there'd be all sorts in the crowd.
And...
Do you know after the live shows, like, obviously you get like load of ads and blah 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 on Instagram, and you see all the blue ticks coming in, you're like, what the fuck are they at me? And then they text me, like, it's actually a last live show, and I'm like, how do you even know who we are?
Yeah, but it's my...
How do you even get tickets?
Yeah. And
You know
how
what I
did we
mean?
not find out? Like,
Yeah.
some people are like really famous.
Yeah,
like
we'll give you a shout out, like.
the likes of Eskimo Supreme and all.
Yeah.
Alex, he's just floating around. He's at every live show. Hasn't
Yeah.
missed a live show yet.
We can't get rid of them.
Can't get rid. He loves
We
the
can't get them out of
podcast.
the live show. We want them on the fucking stage. No, boys, others chill out in the back here. Yeah, sound.
Yeah,
Alex said, chill out there.
He loves the podcast.
Yeah.
He's a fan, like.
Yeah, I know.
And we're a fan of him. So it's great. We will get the boys on one day.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
It'd be big.
Yeah, I know we'll. But we'll see what happens.
Time will tell.
Manifest it there.
Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go home tonight and I'm going to charge me crystals.
Right.
Right.
Charge your phone and text them.
Yeah, that'd make more sense, wouldn't it?
Just don't get this whole, like, oh, I'm going to manifest it. Or you could actually do an action that
Yeah.
could lead to it. You know what I mean?
Look, hopefully soon.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Are we
for
at the
mine.
end of the road? Are we at the end of the road?
Have you got any more there? Have you got one?
I
Or
don't
two?
think so.
Someone said do more sport related stuff. We'd love to do an episode just on football.
So, what I think we should do, let me know if you want this. Bonus episodes, we could still bring a guest in, half an hour to 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And if it's a boxer, you know it's going to be a boxing chat for 40 minutes. Nice and light, handy to do. If it's a footballer, you know it's going to be football, blah, blah, blah. But still a regular episodes with people's stories and us chatting.
Yeah, someone said definitely do the film club. That's what pops into my head there.
How would we do that again? Did we talked about it before how we do it, didn't
I
we?
think we'd have to do a review.
We'll think of something.
You'd have to watch it.
Calvin, how long ago did we talk about the film club?
I was over a year ago.
Well over
What-
a year ago.
What? November. It was definitely over a year ago. Who was on this time last year?
It was last summer, I think.
Who was on this time last year?
November time.
I definitely was, yeah. It was over a year ago. It was the summer, yeah. It was in August, September last year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember because we were in here in shorts and t-shirt talking about it.
Yeah. But then, like, obviously you couldn't do it because the copyrights and all, so it's actually, It's actually, see, things like this wreck me head.
See,
when I think about how to do it.
we done this. So for our first year of the podcast, we were like, we'll have merch. It took us over a year to get it.
And we're sitting here in the merch.
GoLoudNow.com/shop to get merch, yeah? But genuinely, for the first year, we were like, we'll get merch.
Yeah.
And it took us over a year to do it. And then last year, we're like, we'll start the film club. It's over a year
Yeah,
later.
but see, the thing is, if you rang me tomorrow and you were like, right, how are we going to do this film club? I'd be like, Terence, we have a live show in 48 hours. Will you fuck off?
And then, but that's been happening the last few weeks. It's like we've a fucking talk at this show. Like, and you're asking me about this.
Yeah.
Let's just do the fucking talk.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
then, like, do you know what wrecks me head now as well? Because after these 2 live shows, it's pretty much Christmas.
Oh, it's Christmas. And we've the double book.
We're gonna have to double book for about 3 weeks in a row. So we have 3 extra episodes then to go over the Christmas time.
Yeah.
And I'm going away as well. So probably quadruple book.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going away in December, the end of December.
So am I.
Where you going?
Liverpool.
Oh, yeah? You going to match?
Yeah.
What match?
Leicester.
Right. Is that like a Stevens' Day one?
No, it's 30th or the 31st.
Yeah. The boys all come back and get our bollocks.
We'd be licked about 8-0.
Yeah.
We'd be licked 8-0 anyways because we're tripe.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Have you any more there? See, the thing is now we're like, oh, she's at the live show, but like the live shows have just been gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So I hope they went well. If you were at the live show, let us know what you think.
Yeah. And
They will go well.
no, they definitely will go well.
They'll
Just
be
let us know
able
what
to
you
go
think
well.
anyways.
Once neither of us fell off the stage, if there's a viral clip of one of us falling off the stage, just know that this is the last ever episode and it was just one in advance.
Thing there.
So you are going to fall off stage? Get the
No.
manifesting it.
No.
What? Anxiety ball?
So when we're back, it's episode 99. So our first episode after the live show is 99, which means
So this is 98?
98, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes into 100, so
Oh, so our next episode is 99?
yeah.
Oh, you feel sick.
And then it's like, but the thing is, you have live shows, no podcast, but 99, right, here's 100, and you're like, bollocks. So,
Just know that we have it signed, sealed and delivered. Enjoy episode 100. But for now, it's episode 98. Thanks to everyone for having us.
99 is going to be decent as well.
It's going to be very fucking good. Yeah. But everyone keeps texting us. Episode 100. Who's episode 100? Who's episode 100?
101 is going to be good as well.
Reminiscing.
I think we already done that.
No, we didn't.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Right.
No. We'll think of something after.
Yeah, but we have that thing, Terry, why we call it with the eye, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we never even told them why. Just want to know why. No. So
Live audience interaction in there.
Davey just went, yeah, and no. You'll never find out, but there is a good reason behind it. So when you see the letter, the word with the O, just know that there was good thought put into it.
Someone come up with something funny the last time, remember?
People hit me with a full conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
A full conspiracy theory about why they called the O.
Yeah. Someone come up with a good one, like a wholehearted one. Is like, it's because our episodes are based around recovery.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Like, good effort.
Good effort, yeah, but no.
But no, yeah. So,
That's it.
wait, I'm trying to think of a word. Think of a mad word. Say the maddest word that comes to your head now. Oh, go.
Reconciliation.
Right. This episode's called Reconciliation, and that's the end of it. Take us out, do the yoke.
Yeah, so that's it then. Episode 98 wrapped up. Take us out there, Keno.
Boom!
Subscribe to this podcast for free on the Go Loud app.
What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Just a little more. Throw your weight in it now. Tell your body you're dead. Walk it hard and long. When you finish that
The hip knocker.
song, go down, go down, go down.